Well, hello there. I was just about to leave, but since you're here, let's go ahead and have the conversation. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to hear what it is that I needed to share with you about what we wasn't taught as women that can actually change the way we think about finances. So before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Shanae McCambry. I am the COO of our amazing company, Nove. I'm also the author of a book, Perfectly Imperfect, Unleashing Your Purpose After Pain. I'm a big women's empowerment advocate, mental health advocate, and also I am a therapy and counseling advocate as well. I'm a mother, a daughter, sister, friend. I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, you name it. But anyway, I'm here to share something with you. So let's go back and have a seat so we can have a conversation, okay? All right, now that we've had a seat, I got my notes put up in front of me because I'll make sure to give you 100% of the information. I may be talking a little bit fast because I want to make sure this video does not go super long, but I want you to be able to catch it. And the good thing about a video is you can press pause and you can rewind it, you can catch it. So I am going to talk a little bit fast. Maybe you can slow it down if you're replaying it, but I want us to be able to make sure that we get 100% of this information. Now, before Women's History Month, or like I like to call it, HERstory Month ends, I want us to be able to share some information with you that we may not have been taught. I want us to have a conversation, not just a lecture, but I also want to make sure that I share something with you and also that you can relate to me, because why? I grew up not knowing much about money. I didn't come from a lot of money, and we didn't talk about money. All we did talk about was making sure that you paid your bills and you paid your bills on time. And it's not that we didn't talk about it because nobody cared. It's because nobody knew, and if they didn't know, they couldn't teach me. But I carried this into adulthood. I wasn't taught how to manage money and how to save money and how to multiply money, but I learned the hard way what it means to be financially unprepared. And I don't want you to be like that. And if you are in a situation where you're not in the best financial situation, you can change it. It's not a death sentence. You just got to put in the work. So let me give you what I wish somebody would have told me a long time ago. But first, let me talk about her story, because when we understand where we came from, this now changes how we show up today. Did you know that before 1974, women could not get a credit card in their own names? Did you know that before 1988, a woman could not take out a business loan without a man co-signing for her dreams? Let me give you some information about it. In 1974, this is called the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, ECOA. This act made it illegal for financial institutions to deny credit based on sex or marital status, meaning for the first time, women could apply for home loans, credit cards, and business loans in their own name. So before 1974, a woman needed a man's permission to access credit, okay? Now, 1988, this is called the Women's Business Ownership Act, or H.R.5050. This is a big one, y'all, because before this landmark legislation, female entrepreneurs in the United States had to rely on a husband, a brother, a father, or a son to sign off on their dreams. In 1986, over 70 women entrepreneurs testified before Congress, sharing their stories of being denied loans, locked out of contracts, and systematically dismissed. They weren't asking for favors, y'all. They were asking and demanding for fairness. On October 25th, 1988, President Ronald Reagan signed H.R.5050 into act and into law. It wasn't symbolic. It was structural and very well overdue. So, did you catch that? In 1988, the last thing that happened for us to begin, I was 6 years old. Some of y'all were born during that year. So, let me tell you a few of the women who fought for us, and then we're going to move on into it. I want to start with Turnbo Malone. Born to former enslaved parents, orphaned young, taught herself chemistry, and built the first successful hair care line for black women. She was a multi-millionaire before most women could even open a bank account. And she mentored a woman named Sarah Breedlove, which most of us know as Madam T.J. Walker. And Madam T.J. Walker was America's first self-made female millionaire. Now, we always celebrate Walker, and she deserves her flowers, 100% deserves her flowers. But we got to make sure that we also are saying Annie's name, because Annie's the one who built the road that she walked on. Both women deserve to be named. Let me tell you about Maggie Lena Walker. In 1903, she was the first black woman to charter and president a bank in America. She didn't wait for access. She went and built the institution. And the women who changed the laws, let me tell you who they are. Bella Abzug, who introduced the bill, Margaret Heckler, who drafted it, and Lindy Boggs, who literally walked to the copier and added the words sex and marital status so that we could be protected. And in 1988, the woman of Nabo, who testified before Congress, one woman told them that her son, who was 17 years old, had to be the one who co-signed on her business loan, y'all, her 17-year-old son. And that testimony helped change the law. These are the women whose shoulders we're currently standing on. Now, let me give you the numbers, because the data tells the full story. The wins first, because we deserve to be celebrated, right? Women now own 14.2 million businesses in the United States, generating $2.8 trillion in revenue. 42% of all small businesses in America are women-owned. And get this, y'all, women launched 49% of all new businesses in 2024. That is up from 29% in 2019, in 5 years, up 20% in 5 years. That is nearly half of every new business started in this country was started by women. Nearly 50% of all women business owners are led by women of color. We are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in America. There has been a 114% increase in female entrepreneurs over the last 20 years. But here's where I need you to lean in with me. Women still get 2.5 times less funding than men. The average business loan for a woman, 50% smaller than what men receive. And only 2.5% of venture capital goes to female founders. Am I bashing men? Absolutely not. I'm just giving you guys the information so that we can change this. Women make up 52% of entry-level financial jobs, but only 17% ever make it to the CFO level, and only 18% reach the C-suite. And here's what really breaks my heart, y'all. 64% of women have never invested, not once. But the saddest part is that 81% of women say that their finances keep them up at night because they're worried about them. Women still earn 85 cents for every dollar that a man makes. Does that mean that it's time for us to stop pushing? No. Does that mean that we start bashing men? No. What that means is that we got to keep going. Okay? These women who went to Congress for us, fought for us, and put these things in place for us, and came before us to make sure that we could have all this stuff, we got to keep it going. And do you know that it's so many of us that still don't know our credit scores? And I'm not saying this to shame you. Why? Because I've been there. I understand what it's like, but I want better for all of us. And here is another stat that gives me like it just gives me hope. And I hope that it does the same for you. Do you know that it is projected by 2030 that women are projected to control $60 trillion in global wealth? That's right, $60 trillion in global wealth. But the question that I have for you is, will you be financially ready to be a part of that number? I'm not saying that to shame you. I want us to be ready. I want us to keep going. So here's what I want you to do starting today, not tomorrow, not when you're ready, not next week, but starting today, starting now. I want you to, number one, pull your credit report. Yes, you got to know what's on it. You cannot fix what you cannot see. Your credit score is not just another number. It is like literally your report card for people who want to take a chance and put a risk on you when it comes to lending you any type of money as capital or whatever you want to call it. You have got to know your credit score. And it is also your key to lower interest rates, better housing, and also being able to build wealth. You have got to know what's on your report, and you got to know your credit score. Number two, I want you to write down every single debt that you have. I know, scary. I didn't want to do it. I was forced to do it. I'm glad I did it. You need to write down every debt that you owe. You need to know what you owe, how much you owe, what the interest rate is. And I want you to either do one or two things. Number one, attack the interest rate that has the debt that has the highest interest rate first. This is called the avalanche method. Or number two, you can knock out the smallest debt first and be able to build momentum, pat yourself on the back because now you're seeing you're knocking things out. That's called the snowball method. Either way, you got to have a plan. Debt without a plan is just stress. We got to get over that. Number three, you got to start with just $25. Open a savings account or even an investment account, but put $25 in it. Not because $25 changes your life, but because the habit changes your life. You don't need to be rich to start investing. You just got to be able to start in order to go from being rich to being wealthy. And there's definitely a difference. We are striving to be wealthy. Number four, do the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes to your needs, 30% goes to your wants, 20% goes to your savings and debt payoff. It is simple. It works. It's a starting point. It's not a prison, guys. A budget is not a prison. It's you having control over your money. Okay, number five, stop looking financially good and start being financially smart. Whew, I know that's hard, but guess what? The bag, the car, the vacations, all of that. I love it, have it, get it, got it, good. But if your credit is broken, your savings is empty, and you have no assets, that's a performance. Real wealth has options. Real wealth is being able to say no to anything that does not align with your purpose or your budget or what you're trying to build and leave behind. So we got to stop performing wealth. We got to start building it. One credit point, $1 saved at a time. That is how legacy is born. I didn't come from money, but money is going to come from me, and I'm making sure it flows to the next generation. That's our assignment, y'all. They fought for our access. Now we have got to fight for our future. The women before us prayed for the doors that we can now walk through freely. The question is, are you walking or are you just standing at the door? It's time to stop just standing there and walk through that door. I hope the information that I gave you was something that's going to be able to go and empower you. I hope that it taught you something. And I hope you gave you the motivation to go out and make sure you take advantage of your financial situation, y'all. We got this. Walk through that door.